Thanks for joining me at the Evan Knight Show. Tonight's topic is about gun control. I've heard a lot of talk about people saying, "Oh, you'll pry this from my cold, dead hand," like they're ready to put up a fight. Well, I think it's smarter to put up a fight politically first and really put your energies behind the cause, share it with people. If it's your church, if your friends, if the people at work, you really got to push for the Second Amendment and free speech to be delivered now, because you got to put up a big political resistance because you don't want to have to fight. You really don't. The way to use a gun is to not have to use it. It's more of a safety item. You never have to use unless you're hunting, then that's different, but even for self-defense, So I want to stress that the outdated idea that we're going to fight with guns is it's not a good idea, because we live in an age now where they could pull a Tesla-like factory and just make hundreds of thousands of robots. And thinking that you're going to fight a robot is a really, really bad idea. So I wouldn't necessarily think in terms of waiting a couple years and thinking, hey, I'll be able to fight the military or fight resist. Because what the Founding Fathers meant for guns, self-defense, and that, you wouldn't be as vulnerable to tyranny from a government force, well, those days are really behind us. Because you have to try to do everything you can politically and financially, because the idea of fighting on any level, I really think, is living in the past. Cue the video. Yeah, these things, they're not going to let you have a gun. They're going to run right through your front door and just disarm you. And nobody would ever had to deal with you. They just send in a couple hundred to your neighborhood and they disarm every single person. So the idea that we can deal with this in a way that is non-political is wrong. We have to think in terms of right now, doing politically what you can, putting the money behind what you can, not letting them take the military and drive out the good people, and do the same thing with law enforcement also. They're trying to make it such a difficult job that the good people leave, so then there's only weirdos left. That's why they're trying to attract weirdos into the CIA now. Weird people with mental problems. You see the latest video?
I am a mom. I am a cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I am intersectional, but my existence is not a box-checking exercise.
She's bragging she has a mental problem, and she's going to be looking at you at the CIA. You really want a person with the mental problem dealing with keeping you safe and your family? That is meant to drive out the good people. It's so that good people won't take those jobs and will no longer man the battle stations, where we need to encourage good people, Christians, to stay in the fight, stay in government, stay in the military. And that's why they're trying to force jabs in the military. It's not because it's something about as serious as the flu. It's a man-made terrible thing we're having to deal with. And then what do you know? They're able to strip all of your freedoms away at the same time. Oh my gosh, too good to be true. Too good to be true. So before the bots disarm you, and before Walmart is the only store left and Amazon, promote the little guy, promote Americanism, resist all this, these the factions that they're trying to create, because we're Americans and we need to stand up for ourselves and resist tyranny, and love your neighbor, look out for him, and explain to him what we're really having to deal with now with the jabs and political censorship and the big tech shutting us down. If you know anything about 1984, if you know anything about the book of Revelation, if you know anything here in America, we are supposed to resist tyranny. We're not supposed to welcome it, open arms. Let your kids get a couple good years in. So be well. I hope these subjects aren't too much of a bummer for you. But if you're about to be killed, I want to let you know. I mean, the Russians, they're supposedly only as mighty as Texas, but somehow they have supersonic, ultrasonic, nuclear weapons. They have all these different things that we should be trying to make friends with our arch enemies, not antagonize them for political power. So I'm hoping that we could get back on track in America. And rejecting Christ sure hasn't helped the nation. So for all the Christians out there, hang in there, hang in the fight, do what you can, love your neighbor, and let's get out the vote. Let's let our voices be heard. Alternative media. It's the Tucker Carlson, it's the Tim Cass, it's the Infowars. That's where you have to get media from. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and getting disillusioned. And this world matters. Let's stick together and be well. This is the Evan Knight Show.